Your paycheck used to be your ceiling. Now, it's your money seed. Because CEOs don't just earn money, they direct it with purpose. Welcome to From Corporate to CEO, hosted by the Power Move Collective. I'm your host, Nandy B, and this is your daily podcast that proves that you don't have to resign in order to rise. Here, ambitious women like yourself learn how to leverage your paycheck, your skills, and your corporate career to launch and grow your own business. And in just 10 minutes every day, I'll share power moves that will turn your 9-to-5 into your greatest investor. Make sure, however, that you hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. With that said, let's get on with today's episode. Welcome back to From Corporate to CEO, everyone. We've made it another week, and this is week number 8 of your CEO Awakening journey, and we are now talking about my favorite subject, y'all. Money, 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 money. Yes. You know, I started the Power Move Collective because I was tired of women who never centered money in their business journey. However, I want us to take a second to first appreciate how far you have come. So as a reminder, for those of you who may be new, I'm going to take you guys back so that we really understand where we've been on this CEO Awakening journey. If you've been with me this whole time, bear with me as I give our new subscribers an idea of kind of where we've been and where we are going, okay? This is a 12-week journey to awakening the CEO inside of you. We started out week 1 by clarifying your vision. In week number 2, we scored your ideas like a CEO. In week number 3, we validated those ideas. Then we built your first offer. We went on from week 5 through week 7 to talk about the structure that you need to build a strong, thriving business. You created your marketing structures, your systems, your operational structures. These are the things that you actually need to run your business smoothly. And now, here we are. The moment that every entrepreneur must master how to manage money like a CEO. Let's be real, ladies. Most of us women have never really been taught to think in terms of profit because we've been taught to see money as the root of all evil, and in some ways it is. In corporate America, right, money shows up on a schedule. Taxes handled, benefits preset, but in business, every decision about where your money goes is your decision. That is not something to fear, ladies. That is our freedom. So today, we are going to make the mindset shift that separates side hustlers from CEOs. That is your CEO money shift. I'm talking about the framework that helps you grow from paycheck to a profit plan. Here is the big picture that I want us to dive into. My CEO money shift is made up of 3 powerful moves that redefine how you handle money. The first shift is that I want you to go from earner to allocator. The second shift, I want you to go from random income to predictable profit. The third shift I want you to make is from paycheck thinking to profit power. These are the 3 shifts that moves you from chasing cash to building true financial control. Now, let's unpack each one of these shifts. The first shift, from earner to allocator. Let's start with this. An employee earns money. A CEO allocates the money. You already know how to make money. You do. The next level is learning how to redirect it. When you get paid, whether it's from your job or your business, you should already know where every dollar goes before it even arrives. That's not control, that's clarity. Here are 4 breakdowns of your money that I want you to keep in mind before you even get paid. First of all, allocate the money that builds. This is the money that grows your business. Marketing, tools, system. You need to allocate a section of your money for this. The second type is to grow. This is money that expands your reach. Education, ads, network. I'm going to tell you, in 2026, I will be taking on a different approach. You see, I went through a cynical period where I stopped growing. I was so scared of these charlatan gurus that any person who had a course, any person who had a program, to me, red flag was saying, scammer, scammer. But now I've started reallocating money towards growing because I promise you, in business, you need to always be growing. And education, your education is really important. I also started doing more ads because paid ads do matter in helping you grow, especially now that competition is really high. The third type of money is sustain. This is money that keeps things running. Your subscriptions, your software, the help that you need, your VAs, if you pay VAs, right? That labor cost is the money that will go under this bucket of sustain. The fourth type of money is reward. This is money that celebrates your win. My darling, it's important for you to celebrate your wins. And by celebrate your wins here, I don't just mean buying things for yourself. Savings will go under this section. Investment into the future of your business will go under this section. And yes, of course, fun. Your fun money will also go under this section. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I'm a big believer in budgeting. And that is actually how I started the Power Move Collective and Lessons Live. This whole YouTube channel started as a budgeting journey. So you can see how the principles apply here. Think about it as if you are budgeting your money and you're budgeting it not as a regular employee would, but you're budgeting it as the CEO of your own business. Every dollar gets a job, so none of them are just wandering off. You really need to be asking yourself, when money hits your account, do you feel in control or are you reacting? The second CEO money shift is from random income to predictable profit. Here is where most women get stuck. We chase revenue, but we ignore rhythm. Revenue is the money that comes in. Profit is the money that stays. Until you can actually predict profit, you always feel uncertain, no matter how much money you make. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience. So here is what I want you to do. You need to create a simple profit plan. Start with your income goal. Let's say you want to make $2,000 a month. Then I want you to reverse engineer that. What's your offer price? So really do ask yourself, how many clients or sales does that require? In order for you to get that $2,000 profit, how much do you have to sell? But I also want you to think deeper than that or further than that. What's the system that gets you there consistently? That's how you step into financial leadership. You really need to be breaking down your numbers to even what you need to do on a daily basis, ladies. Do you know your numbers or are you just guessing? Let's get to that point. To be fair to you, if you are still new in your business and you're trying to figure it out, it will come. It will come. You will eventually get to the place where you're like, I got this. But you can still build a pro forma breakdown. So for example, my business is still new. I'm still in the process of building my business. But I promise you, I do have my numbers and I know that they will change as my business grows. but I'm not just guessing. I have something down on paper that I build my strategy around. Okay? Now, let's talk about the third CEO money shift that I want you to make. From paycheck thinking to profit power. This is a very important shift. For those of us women who are coming from the corporate world, we've been taught to spend what we earn. I feel like our system almost, right, conditions us to be that way. Consume, 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 spend, 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 spend. However, as the CEO of your business, you earn to invest. Your paycheck is not the finish line. It's your first investor. Every dollar you are earning from your 9 to 5 can really fund your freedom if you assign or allocate it wisely. So you can use your income to buy back your time, to build systems, or to test offers. So instead of just buying stuff you don't really need, now don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with buying stuff if you have a budget and it's allocated. But as I talk about all the time on this channel, you need to have a business fund in your personal line item. The money you manage now determines the wealth you multiply later. So how much of your paycheck could become an investor in your business this month? I really want you to shift from earning to allocating, from random revenue to repeatable profit, from spending your paycheck to investing it with intention. That is how you should be managing your money as a CEO, with purpose and not panic. With that said, ladies, here is your action plan for today. Today, you need to be creating your mini profit plan. And here is a quick 4-step plan for you to create that mini profit plan. Once again, we're just jotting things down. We're not overthinking it, but we're starting the process today, right now. Step number 1, write down your monthly income goal. What is it? Is it 5,000, 3,000, 500? Don't be shy. Really think about what is it that you need to live a comfortable, beautiful, sustainable life. That will be your monthly goal. Then I want you to list all of your main offers and the prices for those offers. If you have a product-based business, let's say you sell product on Etsy, list each product and what the price is. I then want you in step number 3 to calculate how many sales you will need in order for you to reach that goal. Okay? And whatever that goal is needs to be profit. Okay? Remember, it needs to be profit. It cannot be gross. When you're doing these calculations, also keep in mind how much are things going to cost you. And it's okay for you to do a rough outline of, I estimate that it's going to cost me 50% to make the product, to list it. Remember when I was talking about allocating, how much is it going to cost for you to market that product? How much is it going to cost for the software, the subscriptions? It's okay for you to just give it a rough outline, okay? The 4th thing I want you to do is to allocate every dollar. How much of that money is going to go towards building? How much of that money is going to go towards growth? How much is going to go towards sustainability? And how much is going to go towards rewards? You'll be amazed at how much more in control you will feel once your money has more direction. Remember, ladies, money doesn't respond to effort. It responds to clarity. When you know your numbers, you will absolutely know your next move. Thank you so much for joining me today on From Corporate to CEO. If you loved what you heard today, please subscribe to the show and visit us at powermovecollective.com. And if you are ready to start taking action, here are 2 great options. You can download our free Safe Start Blueprint. It's on our website and the link is also in the description below. However, if you, my darling, are ready to take action and say goodbye to corporate America for good, join us in the Business Plan Mastermind that is kicking off on January 12th, 2026.